So, we have just had 3+ hours of debate, discussion, and dialogue with old friends and new faces alike, and I think that's amazing. Can we get some noise for that? That noise feels so good, and even though all of that noise feels so good, I would like to experience a moment of silence with y'all tonight after all of that debate. So, I would like for us, before we eat dinner, to have a moment to honor our food, which is a gift from the earth. And a moment to honor that it's also a gift from those who cook and serve that food for us. Yeah. And a moment of silence for the fact that we were given this space to meet and plan and organize tonight. So I want to have a moment of silence with y'all. But before this moment of silence, I still have some things I want to say. Because we all want to be heard, right? Because we all have a voice and a choice. Something to say and something to teach if given the chance. So cheers. Here's to the art of listening. By the way, we will have a general announcement section tonight, later. I encourage all of you to speak. I encourage all of you to listen. But before this speaking, let's take a moment of silence to reflect on this meeting we just had. A moment of silence to remember that we are a part of a worldwide movement for change. A moment to celebrate for what seemed like impossible years ago when we all felt alone and we felt powerless. Suddenly, the impossible is starting to seem possible. So let's have a moment for that. Let's take a moment of silence to find a moment of clarity. And then another moment to figure out how to turn our beautiful thoughts into action. And let's take a moment of silence for reality. I want a moment of silence to hear the cries for those without a home that are cold right now. A moment of silence to hear the bird's song of sorrow as it leaves its home due to the tree that it lived in being clear-cut logged. I want a moment of silence for pesticides, a moment for genocide, and a moment for rebirth. For seeds planted in the earth, a moment for Cascadia, a moment for the old growth, a moment of silence for this movement, a moment to envision where we want to go with this movement, a movement for the homes that we will prevent from being foreclosed, a moment to save 2 birds with 1 poem, a moment to realize that healthcare is a human right, a moment to ask ourselves, how would we like the world to be? Yes, I want a moment for unity, a moment for community, a moment for you and me, and a moment for us to become friends. I want a moment for the beginning, and a moment for the end. I want a moment for the yin, and a moment for the yang. A moment to think, and a moment to say, thank you. Because someone always has a word. So let's dedicate a moment to them. But let's not forget to dedicate a moment to us. So I say for every 1 moment we dedicate to pain, let's dedicate 2 moments to love. Most of all, I just want us to have a moment to realize that we are all alive. So can we have a moment of silence for the nameless and faceless, our ancestors through the ages, since silence is ageless. I dedicate this to the eternal cycle of circles, life and death, heartbeats and breath. So let's take a moment of silence for peace and violence. Lost languages, unmarked graves, unknown slaves, for all history's luminaries and all the revolutionaries, for all the everyday heroes in this room, for every cup of inspiration filled, every drop of blood spilled, every soldier killed, and every soul healed, because some say at birth your fate is sealed. Others say only the imagination is real. Let's take a moment to find how we feel. Can we have a moment to discover ourselves? Because the most complicated thing that we can think about is what we're thinking with. So in the midst of this reformation or this revolution, whatever you want, in the midst of all this advertising, in the midst of work, school, family, friends, politics, in the midst of these campaigns, chaos, confusions, problems, solutions, clutter, can we just have a moment of silence to listen to ourselves and each other, and then a moment to go beyond the planning, thinking, feeling, egotistical demanding, and just a simple moment to surrender to silence, understanding. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. El Pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. 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 The people